My name is Lily, and my mother-in-law, Brenda, has always been a big problem in my life. Things only changed when I gave my husband, Mark, an ultimatum: either she goes, or I do. I wanted to share this story because I know you'd love how karma played out. Mark and I met in college. Our love story was like one of those whirlwind romances you always hear about. He was a senior, and I was a freshman when we met at a party. We clicked right away, and the rest is history. After dating for 4 years, we got engaged, but we waited a while before getting married, mostly because of Brenda. You see, Brenda went to college with my dad. She had a huge crush on him and wanted to date him, but my dad fell for my mom instead and later married her. The first time Brenda saw me, she was furious. She turned to Mark and said, "How could you do this to me? You're dating her? You know her mother is a homewrecker." Mark looked confused. "Mom, what are you talking about? Lily is an amazing person. Why would you say something like that?" Brenda snapped. "Her mother stole the love of my life. I should have married her dad, not that woman. She's cheap, and I'm sure Lily is just like her." I was shocked. My dad had never dated Brenda, they weren't even friends. He once mentioned her before he passed away, saying she was a bit strange. At the time, I didn't think much of it, but now I saw exactly what he meant. After hearing Brenda insult my mom and me, I decided I'd had enough. I told Mark I was leaving. He looked annoyed but didn't follow me. Later that night, when he came home, he was furious. "What's wrong with you, Lily? Why did you leave like that? That was so rude. You insulted my mom." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. "Are you serious, Mark? Did you not hear how she kept insulting me and my mom? You expected me to just sit there and take it?" He shook his head. "She wasn't lying. She was just letting out her feelings. Your mom really did take your dad from her. It's natural for her to be upset." I was stunned. That was years ago. My dad barely even knew her. She's holding on to something that never even happened. Mark sighed. "It still hurts her. She talked about your dad a lot. Seeing her this upset breaks my heart." That was it for me. Well, seeing my mom being disrespected breaks mine. I can't have Brenda in my life if she keeps treating my family like this. We fought for days about it. Things got even worse when Mark told me he didn't want my mom at our wedding, because it would upset Brenda. He even admitted that Brenda was pressuring him not to marry me. I couldn't understand why he was taking her side over something so ridiculous. Brenda was acting crazy, and it was obvious she needed professional help to move on from the past. But Mark was too wrapped around her finger to see it. Since she had raised him alone, he always put her feelings above everyone else's, even mine. Brenda never liked me. I tried my best to be kind to her every chance I got, but she rejected me every time and always found ways to embarrass me and my family. The worst of it happened at our rehearsal dinner when she and my mom finally came face to face. Until then, we had managed to keep them apart, but the rehearsal was unavoidable. Mark even tried to stop my mom from coming. "Lily, does your mom really need to be at the rehearsal? My mom will be there, and I don't think it's a good idea for them to meet." I was furious. Why should my mom skip it? She hasn't done anything wrong. Brenda is the one obsessed with the past. I don't care who's right or wrong. I just know my mom will be uncomfortable around her. This is my wedding, and I don't want my mom to be upset. She's the only family I have. This is my wedding too. Mark, just because I have a sister doesn't mean my mom is less important. I'm close to her, and she has every right to be there. After more arguing, I put my foot down. I wasn't uninviting my mom from my own wedding events. I had already put up with enough of Brenda's ridiculous demands. But I never expected what happened next. During the rehearsal, Brenda walked right up to my mom and started yelling. "You're the woman who ruined my life. Your daughter is taking everything from me. It's all your fault." My mom looked confused. "What are you talking about, Brenda? I never did anything to you. If this is about my husband, you two weren't even together. He fell for me, and that's not my fault." Brenda screamed. "He would have been mine if you hadn't stolen him. You tricked him into marrying you and having a child, and now your daughter is trying to steal my son." My mom sighed. "Brenda, this is ridiculous. I know you've been keeping tabs on me and my husband for years, but we never confronted you because we didn't want any trouble. And I never stopped Lily from dating Mark either. They love each other. Let's not ruin their special day over something from the past." But Brenda wouldn't stop. She kept yelling, calling my mom and me awful names. Some of them were so horrible I won't even repeat them here. You can probably imagine. Everyone at the rehearsal was uncomfortable. Most of the guests were shocked at how Brenda was behaving, which made her even angrier. After the rehearsal, when we got home, another fight broke out. Mark was furious at my mom. "See? This is why I didn't want your mom to come. she ruined everything. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Are you serious, Mark? Brenda caused that entire scene. My mom barely even defended herself. Your mom should have stayed away. She has no respect for my mom's feelings. I don't want anything to do with her anymore. Don't talk to me about her, and I don't want her coming to our house. I stared at him. Fine, Mark. If you don't want a relationship with my mom, that's your choice, but I'm not abandoning her just because Brenda threw a tantrum. After that fight, I started having serious doubts about the wedding. Mark was an amazing boyfriend and fiancé. We were happy in every way except for this one issue, but it had been causing problems between us for too long. I even talked to my mom about my worries, and for the first time, I wasn't sure if I still wanted to go through with the wedding. I said, Mom, I think I should postpone the wedding. Mark's behavior is making me doubt everything. He's been treating you so unfairly, all because of his mom. Lily, Mark loves you a lot. I can't bear the thought of being the reason for your breakup. If you love each other, these issues shouldn't come between you, my mom replied. But Mom, I can't keep having him insult you. It hurts me to know that he won't have a relationship with you. It's okay, Lily. It's natural for Mark to side with Brenda, she's his mom. As for me, I'm thinking of going back to my hometown in another country. I've been so lonely since your dad passed, and now that you're getting married, I'll be far away, and I won't be in the way of your relationship. This might be the best solution for everyone. My mom decided to move away to help me find happiness. I can't praise her enough. She truly is the best mom. I begged her to stay, but she felt the need to be with her family. Dad's passing affected her deeply. In the end, I let her go because I didn't want her to be alone. Mark never found out that my mom had left. He didn't know for 3 years after our wedding. It wasn't until Brenda tried to ruin our marriage that he discovered the truth. Before Mom left, I visited her often. She stayed with me for a month after the wedding, and I wanted to spend as much time with her as possible. I was upset with Mark, so I didn't tell him that Mom had decided to leave. Instead, I just said I was visiting her. Mark wasn't happy with my frequent visits, even though I only went when he wasn't home. Brenda also put ideas in his head, making him believe I was trying to manipulate him. After Mom moved away, I kept visiting her, mainly to help with the house and garden she had carefully cared for, but Brenda became convinced that I was conspiring with my mom against her and Mark, and she did something terrible. One day, while I was out shopping, Mark called me, sounding very angry, which made me anxious. He said, "Why is your mom at our house for the 7th time this month? This is getting out of hand. Lily, I've told you before, I don't want her here. I let it slide at first, but now it's too much." Are you serious, Mark? My mom hasn't even been here. I'm not even home right now. What are you talking about? Stop lying to me, Lily. I know she's been here. Mom told me she saw Charlotte's car in the driveway. Mark, you've got to be kidding me. Your mom must be confused. My mom moved to another country. She hasn't been here in over 3 years. She left right after we got married. That's impossible. I would have known if she had moved away. Stop protecting her. Mark, I didn't tell you because you didn't want to hear about my mom. She moved because she didn't want to be in the way of us. How can you accuse me and Mom of doing something behind your back? But Mom said she's been here. What's going on? Even the neighbors said they saw a woman coming to our house. Why don't you come home, and we'll check the CCTV footage? That will answer everything. If someone's been sneaking in, that's a big problem. Mark quickly hung up, but agreed to come home right away. I rushed back too. When we got home, we saw that someone had been in the house. That gave me chills. We pulled up the CCTV footage and were shocked. It turned out that Brenda had been sneaking into our house. We never gave her a key. Mark and I were furious. We immediately called Brenda and told her to come over. When she arrived, we confronted her. Why the hell have you been coming to our house when it's empty? Where did you even get a key? Mom, what is going on here? Mark asked. You said Lily's mom has been coming over to meet with her. Yeah, of course she has. Mark, your wife has been sneaking around behind your back with that homewrecker. Mom, why are you lying? We know it was you. Damn it, why would you lie to us? I'm not lying to you. Mark, I saw it with my own eyes. Your witch of a wife is brainwashing you. Brenda, stop blaming me and my mom for everything. My mom hasn't even been in this country for 3 years. Besides, I guess you didn't know we have CCTV cameras. We saw you come in when we were gone. When Brenda heard this, she went pale. Her face literally lost all color. If I wasn't so worried about our safety, I might have laughed, but I was too anxious to find it funny. Mark was shocked, looking at Brenda in disbelief. He asked, Mom, Tell me what I'm seeing here. How did you even find a key? Well, I made one. Since your wife wouldn't give me a key, I had to do it myself. You can't blame me for it. Mom, you stole our keys to make a copy. Are you insane? Lily and I both agreed not to give you a key. This is our house, and we deserve privacy. You basically committed a crime. Mom, you're saying that to me? I'm your mother, and I should have access to your house. Brenda, no, you don't get to breach our privacy. Why did you even involve my mom? She's innocent in this. I'm sure you've been letting your mom come here. I had to warn my son. Sooner or later, it would have happened. Your mom stole my man, and now you're stealing my son. I can't let that happen. Mom, stop. I've tried to side with you, but you've crossed the line. I don't think I can trust you anymore. This is all Lily's fault. Mark, you shouldn't have married her. She's taken you away from me. I had to do this to make you see reason. By then, I was done with Brenda. I had tolerated her insults for so long. She kept attacking me and my mom, but I never stooped to her level. I even reduced contact with my mom to please Mark and Brenda, but I couldn't keep quiet anymore. I absolutely ripped into Brenda and Mark. I've had enough of you insulting my mom. Brenda, I won't take it anymore. Mark, I know you love your mom, but she has gone too far. If you keep contact with her, I will leave. There's no way I'm staying in this house with her behavior. I am done. Lily, you don't have to leave. I've seen enough already. Mom, leave. Don't contact us again. I'll be calling the police for trespassing and making a key without permission. I'm done with you. No, Mark, you can't do this to me. How can you take Lily's side after everything? She and her mom want to destroy me. Don't let them do this. That's it. Mom, leave my house now. I don't want to see you again. Don't contact us. I'll get a restraining order against you. Brenda didn't listen. She kept throwing a tantrum and even tried to attack me. That's when Mark called the police, and they arrested her. We showed them the CCTV footage and had the neighbor confirm they saw Brenda entering our house. The police took Brenda away in handcuffs. After they left, Mark turned to me and said, Lily, I don't even know what to say. I messed up. I'm so sorry. I should have never chosen my mom over yours. I knew she was being unreasonable, but I still wanted to support her. I never imagined she would do something like this. Mark, this can't go on anymore. My mom and I have been through enough. It has to end. You let your mom hurt me and my mom all this time. We didn't complain. My mom even left the country to make it easier for me to choose. I know, Lily, I'm so sorry for everything. I'll apologize to Na too. She didn't deserve this. I take full responsibility for everything, and I promise I won't let my mom get away with this. True to his word, Mark called my mom to apologize. He was worried she wouldn't speak to him, but she agreed to listen. Mark said, I'm really sorry for how I treated you. No, you didn't deserve any of this. Today showed me how bad and manipulative my mom can be. It's okay, Mark. I don't blame you. It's natural to take your mom's side. I know you care about your family. That's why I never blamed Lily for marrying you. You've always been patient with me. I know I haven't been there for you, though. Please forgive me. Will you come back? No, Mark. I'm doing well here. I don't want to come back. I'll visit, but I'm happier here. Don't blame yourself. Just take care of my daughter. That's all I want. Mark was really upset after hearing this. He finally understood how badly he messed up. He also started to respect my mom more, and I was happy to see things changing. As for Brenda, Mark and I refused to drop our case or let her out on bail. Some relatives tried to take her side, but they changed their minds when we told them the truth. Brenda had made up a story, and when the family heard what really happened, they didn't want to support her. One relative bailed her out but told her never to contact them again. The police warned her to stay away from us. Brenda didn't listen. She kept bothering us and even showed up at Mark's work in our house. After this didn't stop, we filed restraining orders against her, and that finally made her stop. From what our family said, Brenda lost her job because of the police report. She started begging for money and going to everyone's house for help. No one would help her unless she agreed to go to therapy. Some even offered to pay for it. She refused, so they shut the door on her. The last I heard, she was struggling to find a job and might lose her house. Mark is still dealing with everything. He started therapy and learned just how manipulative Brenda was. He realized how much her behavior affected him, and he's working through it. He's made progress and is getting better at noticing toxic behaviors. He said he never wants to see her again. I'm enjoying the peace in my home and finally living a happy life. I'm also glad that Mark and Na have been able to move past everything and are starting to become friends.